You are tuned into the Power Chord Hour right here on 1079 WRFA, as well as the Power Chord Hour podcast. However you're listening to this, thanks for checking it out. I'm very excited today. We're going to be talking some new music. Carpool, the Rochester band, has a new album out called My Life in Subtitles. That thing is out everywhere now on SideOneDummy. It is, I believe it's been out like I think a couple months. We'll ask here in a second. We'll get into that. But yeah, we're going to be talking to Stoph right now. How you doing?
Doing good, man. Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. I mean, let's start out with that question. How long has My Life in Subtitles been out? Has it been a couple months, or am I crazy?
It's been out since March 22nd.
Okay, so not totally crazy.
3 months. 2 months, 3 months.
Very nice. How does it feel like having it out? I mean, I don't know. I'm not in a band, so I'm always like, I don't know if it feels like anything or not, but, having this record recorded and ready to go once it's out, I mean, how's it feel having it out in the world now?
It's wild because we've had the songs for like a year. You know what I mean? So yeah. I'm so used to it, but when it finally came out, it feels really, really cool. And just getting any good feedback or positivity just means a lot.
Does it make it feel, because I always think that's interesting, where I can't imagine having the songs written, I don't know how long you had it recorded and stuff, but that whole thing where it's done and then you got to wait for it to actually get released, that has to be kind of weird, because like you said, I mean, it's not really new to you, but all of a sudden you're talking to people like me and everyone else who obviously is a brand new record. I haven't been sitting with these songs for a year.
It feels like a kid on Christmas though, when it comes out, you know what I mean?
Yeah, very nice. You guys were, I know you guys were on tour pretty much all of May. How did those shows go? I mean, it looked like you were pretty busy the last month or so.
Yeah, so we did 2 weeks with Free Throw and Charmer and Super American. That was April and May. And then in May and June, we did Youth Fountain and Action Adventure. And right now, we're on tour with Prince Nettie, Saturdays at Your Place, and Riley.
So you went right back out. You're going right back out.
We're grinding right now. Nose to the pavement. We're going after it.
How because I've been aware of the band for, I don't know, probably I guess the first half of this year or so, but I don't know how long you guys have been around and all that. Have you toured much? I mean, as far as touring goes, is this the first that you're really out there hitting the road, or have you toured much so far in the band's existence?
We're from that DIY emo underground basement circuit. So we've been a band since 2018, and we've just been doing basement tours, full US runs, and we've been grinding for a long time, and it feels really cool to be getting these support slots and be playing bigger spots. It feels nice.
Have you made your way down to Fredonia, New York at all? Because I have spotted a Carpool shirt there. Last time I was at BJ's, I saw a Carpool shirt.
I used to go to school there.
Oh, fuck. I'm alumnus too. I also graduated from SUNY Fredonia.
I didn't graduate.
Oh.
but congrats.
Nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, we used to play there all the time. Our one manager, Danny Doyle, Fredonia legend, nice. He ran a house venue there. That's actually where I met him. And we would play there all the time. And we were just do you want to come out on tour with us? He's fuck yeah, let's go. And he's been with us for 4 years.
I like the Fredonia connections there.
Also, Tori, our bass player, goes to Fredonia right now currently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
God damn, a lot of Fredonia connections in there.
We're real Western New York, man.
I'm down here in Jamestown. I'm another 20, 30 minutes, I guess maybe 40, depending how you're driving.
It's not home of Lucille Ball, right?
It's the home of Lucille Ball.
I love that.
You'll have to get more, I guess that's not more Western New York. I guess that's more Southwestern New York, whatever the hell you want to call it.
That's Wild West New York.
Lemuria wrote a song about it, I believe, at one point.
That's sick.
Yeah, Chautauqua County, or I might be in Pennsylvania, because we're right on that PA line.
That's awesome.
As far as that goes, I always like talking local scenes too. Speaking of Rochester, I've gotten up there, I'll say a decent amount. I'm well aware of the Bug Jar. There's quite a few venues that I've been throughout my life, but I'm not up there a ton. I wish I knew the local scene a little better. What is the local scene like there musically? I mean, are there venues to play? Are there bands to play with? How does that kind of look for a local band in Rochester?
Oh man, Rochester's awesome. Rochester and Buffalo, I feel are a great 1-2 punch. There's so many cool bands doing so much cool shit out here. there's so many venues outside of just like Bug Jar and like the staples. There's like great little DIY spots, all ages. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
house venues, all of that, and just bands that are killing it coming up right now that I fuck with really hard, like Space, Del Paxton. We got like Cali Cousins, Taking Meds. Such Gold just dropped a new song. I grew up at Bug Jar watching them, so that's, I don't know. It's really cool. There's a lot of like local rich scene to like tap into.
Oh, that's always great to hear. That like that connection too, like you mentioned Buffalo there, because I mean it really is. If people don't know, I mean Buffalo and Rochester, like right there, they're very close. Like, are the scenes locally, I mean, would you say they're kind of interconnected, or is there still some of that where you almost have to break into one? Like, I mean, for like you guys, you still, is there a little breaking into Buffalo, or is it almost just like it's almost a continuation that way where the bands kind of play with each other? It's easy to get shows, you know, like I'm kind of interested in that part with the proximity of the two cities.
I think it depends. It's a loaded, right? I feel like it depends what scene, what genre, who you're running with, kind of.
Yeah.
Not to say that it's cliquey at all, because I don't think it is. But when we first started, our only goal ever was to play Bug Jar. And then after that, it was like, we want to play Buffalo. Like, that'd be fucking sick. And now we just, like, we're in Buffalo and Rochester all the time. So it's fucking sick. It's very interconnected. We're friends with a bunch of bands out there. It's so close. Alec and Tori, our drummer and bass player, they're from Buffalo.
Oh no! Oh, okay. So they're
Danny, our manager's in Buffalo.
So it is. It's not all. It is very, very much interconnected.
It's just a 45-minute drive.
I like to hear that. You know, how about also like, is there anywhere outside of kind of the, you know, the Rochester, Buffalo, Western New York area? We kind of get back to like touring a little bit. Has there been any like, I don't know, place, like area or city that like seems like it's embracing you guys early on? Like as you do start kind of playing out of the area and you go different places, is there anywhere you feel like, especially when you're playing, you're like, holy shit, wasn't expecting that reception, or what, you know what I mean? Like, have you gotten that yet anywhere?
Every time we play Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, really?
Or like in that area, pops the fuck off. And then we got like Indianapolis is sick. Bowling Green, Ohio. Anywhere in Florida is fire. Brooklyn's sick. There's a lot of yeah.
I feel like we're in a good, because I mean, like Rochester being in that section, I always say like with Jamestown, like I think one of the things we have going for us, which is nice, is the proximity to so many other, like even the ones you just named, like all those are pretty doable for a band, I feel like, to get into, even like a cut, you know what I mean? Like that's like 5 hours, 6 hours, even less than that in 3 hours. Like, goddamn, you'd be in Canada if you want. You'd be a whole nother country. Like
Toronto's great.
Yeah.
We played Pittsburgh last night. It was fucking awesome.
Oh, where'd you play in Pittsburgh?
Spirit Hall.
I've not been to that one. Pittsburgh's that's a good city too, but I cannot say I've been to that spot.
Yeah, we had a good time.
Is Carpool, is this like your first band? What kind of, like before this, I mean, were you in like other bands around Rochester? Is this kind of like your first, I guess you can also say real, quote unquote, real band too. I mean, there's things like that, but you know, where's this?
All of us have like different band backgrounds in a sense. Tommy and I were in, that's the other guitar. We were in a band called Eyes Wide Shut. It was like a post-hardcore shoegaze band in Rochester for a while. And he was like in another jam band, like punk. It was cool. And then Alec was in some Buffalo bands. Tori is from Arizona originally. They were in a bunch of bands out there. So we've all been.
This isn't anyone's first rodeo.
Sometimes it feels good for me.
How about like, I don't know, I think this is interesting talking about like songwriting and stuff, but like your surroundings and how they influence you. I mean, like obviously I know with the album cover for the new record, you know, you have the Kodak building and shit like that. Like, yeah. Do you feel like Roger, I like the Buffalo Bills shirt. Like, do you feel like, you know, I say your surroundings, West New York, Rochester and stuff. Do you feel like that influences your writing or the band in any way? I mean, aesthetically, maybe there's some of that, but do you think your surroundings influence the music you write?
Yeah, I think a lot of the lyrics that I write, they tend to be kind of like storytelling, story driven, and a lot of that is all Rochester based. So all of the songs are canonically placed in Rochester. Absolutely.
Nice.
Like, it's about the experiences that we've had, the people that we know, all that.
Was the album recorded in Rochester, or where'd you guys record the new record?
It was recorded with Jay Zubricki at GCR in Buffalo.
Oh, no, that's a great studio. A lot of good albums come out of there.
Facts.
That's very nice. But how long were you in the studio? How long did you guys end up down there recording?
We did it for a while. We took our time. Probably about 4 months.
Oh, geez.
3 months. But it was like sporadic.
On and off. You go a couple days. Good. That makes sense.
Not straight through.
Were the songs like pretty much fleshed out and ready to go when you hit the studio, or was there still writing happening in the studio?
Some of them were definitely done, but I'd say like half and half. Some of them we definitely wrote while we were in the studio, specifically like just like together, like just like grinding it out.
Were there any like song idea? I mean, I know it's kind of like the band's second record. Were there any like song ideas, maybe even finished songs that were originally for the first record that ended up on this one, or is there kind of a blank slate writing this record?
There's a lot of songs out there that we had in our back pocket, for sure. Specifically, maybe a couple from our. Tommy had one for like 4 years.
Oh, wow.
That I think we wanted to put on a Rocky Horse number, but we didn't. We didn't record it either back then.
Kind of going back, we're like talking about like older ideas and stuff, and them putting them on the new record. Also, generally speaking, I know this changes from song to song, but I mean, how would you explain the songwriting process for a Carpool song? Again, I'm sure it changes, but is there generally a way you'd say they get written?
Oh, there's a couple different ways. Most of it is I'll have like a song and an idea. It's like 50 to 75% done. And then Tommy will have a song or an idea 50% 75% done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then lyrically, I feel like I'll start something. Depends. I'll either wake up with like lines and a melody and lyrics in my head, or I'll take like a poem and I'll cut and paste to fit a theme and an idea lyrically, or I'll just write to the song. But those are 3 ways the lyrics come about.
How much, like, you just said, like, sometimes you'll wake up with like the melody and lyrics and stuff. You're like, do you ever have like full flesh songs kind of come out in that sitting, or is it more like maybe idea? You know what I mean? Like, is it more
Salty Song and Can We Just Get High? I woke up and those were just in my head.
God damn.
Those were just like really quick.
That's impressive. Is that something that normally happens for you, right? You know what I mean? Like, are you generally that kind of person where things like that will just pop out, or is that kind of I don't want to say fluke, but you know what I mean? Like, does that happen every couple out? You know what I mean? Every album you do, a few songs are that way, or?
I'd like to think so. I hope it happens more. Doesn't happen all the time though.
You just wake up with the hits. I like that.
Yeah. Dude. Maybe, I don't know. I feel cocky now. Cut that part.
Cut any of the cocky parts out. I like asking this question. For recording the new album, were there any pain in the ass moments? Something where a part of the song you're just recording actually kind of goes with this. Like, you hear the song in your head a certain way, and you just go to record it, and it's just not coming out the way you want it to, or something's just off. Was there any pain in the ass moments like recording this, or just something wasn't going right for a while?
I wouldn't say so. I think overall the recording process was great. I think a big part of that is Jay Zubricki and how comfortable he made us. It was every day we go and we just fucking chill with our best friend. It was sick. You know what I mean? It was just awesome. We just chop it up and rip some songs. There was one time that I got pissed at myself because I couldn't play this one guitar part that I can play. And I've done so many times, but once the record button gets hit, sometimes you just get in your head and you're like, what the fuck, dude? I had to go smoke a cigarette.
Everything was okay after the cigarette break?
Put me back at ease.
How about, You've gotten to, I assume at this point you've played a decent amount of songs off My Life and Subtitles live. What have been the most ones? What have been the ones that have been most fun to play live? Are there any that like stick out where you're just like, God damn, like they have that live energy. They're like perfect for the live setting.
Dude, last night was the first night we ever played I Hate Music, and that shit was fun as hell. Like it felt great. The crowd was getting into it. It was just really, really cool. We were all just having a blast. That one's really fun. Can We Just Get High is really fun. Cars, that one's special to do. I like that one.
How much of the record have you like? I guess I'm putting you on the spot, so you gotta think of like track listing. But I mean, have you played a good chunk of the record live? Like half of it? You know how much you played so far?
On the support runs, we've been trying to do it like at least 3 to 4 off of it, but still do like the classics, you know. But on some other tours, we play like the deep cuts off the new album, like I'm Paying Taxes and like Kid Icarus. Like, depends. We don't do the same set every night. I think that's.
Oh, really?
I think that's fun. Yeah.
Will you write them out first, or are you a band who just goes up there and if you go fuck it, like throw this song on, like we're just doing this one next, or is it a little thought out beforehand?
We have Tori write them out. Like we'll have an idea of how we want it to go, and when we're on stage, if we're catching a vibe on something, we'll be like, let's flip it to this.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
All right, is everything
every night, kind of.
Is everything like translating well, the old songs and the new songs? Like, I mean, because I guess that would be the thing is the more you add into your catalog, the more you have to like sequence them and make them kind of mesh well live. Is everything like meshing really well?
I think we do this thing live where we don't always go right into another song. I'm a talker. So I like to talk. I like to do a couple bits. You know what I mean? Get the crowd laughing a little. So they feel comfortable when I get down a little.
Good time to tune for everybody else too. It gives everybody a chance to.
Exactly.
It's well thought out. It's well thought
out.
Get
a drink. Hit your vape. Take a second to yourself.
You guys, I do know you have the record release shows coming up next month. Yeah. I mean, I take it for that. I take it you'll play a good chunk of the record. There might be a little more in there.
So one night, because 2 nights. One night we're gonna do like all the old stuff and the classics, some covers, and the next night we're gonna do the whole album and like a couple classics and some covers.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
that's a nice really mix up.
Yeah,
that's at the Bug Jar too, right?
Both nights. Yeah, we've been working really hard on it. I'm really excited about this one.
That's it. Which I mean, a huge congrats too, because like you said, that's your goal in the beginning of the band. So pretty damn cool. You get to do 2 nights at the Bug Jar.
Hell yeah,
that's pretty sweet.
Stoked. It's cool. I feel like I grew up there in the Suns, cut my teeth there and whatnot.
Oh, that's such a great venue. I mean, again, I wish I've gotten to Rochester more than enough, but not to the point of like a Buffalo or an Erie. You know, those I kind of feel like I hit more, whereas Rochester I don't get to as much as I'd like to. You guys have a good scene up there. But, you know, also, new record is out on SideOneDummy. How did you guys end up signing with them? How'd that kind of come about? How'd that relationship begin?
So I think Dan Doyle was out on tour with Cliff Diver, who signed to them. And we had just done a tour with them. And we were just like super close now. Like, that's our family. Cliff Diver's
they're a
forever.
Great band.
Fucking sick. And they went out and they're in LA and Side One Phil, which is what I affectionately refer to him as. He was out there, of course, because Cliff Diver, and they wound up talking, Dan and Phil was like, oh yeah, I know Carpool, I like that band. And one thing led to another, and Phil started talking to us, and we started chopping it up, and now we're here.
Now we're very nice, very nice. It's a good pairing. As well as Cliff Diver. That I was going to ask too if you, because I'm blanking on the name. Is it Open Container Blues? Is that the one?
Yeah.
I was going to say if you guys like met through Side One, or if you knew the band prior to signing to Side One, I should say.
Yeah, we've been friends with them before.
Oh, that's a great song too. It's a good feature on there.
Yeah, Brie is one of my favorite singers. She's phenomenal.
Have you been? I have noticed, which I like credit to the band because you've done a good amount of music videos lately. I feel like, but like real ones, not just like I don't know, something just compile. I don't know, live tour video, whatever you want to call it. You have like actual music videos that are like fun to watch and everything. You know,
Thank you.
Do you enjoy the music video side? Because it's a very polarizing. Some bands fucking hate it. Some bands can't stand doing music videos. Others really enjoy that process. I mean, they look like they were fun to make. Do you enjoy doing the music video, side of things?
I love doing these videos. It's a big credit to that is to Kevin Flanagan. That's like Tommy's best friend. It's our really good friend. And then Christian Payment. But Kevin is just a fucking wizard. So like we'll like give him some ideas. I'll be like, oh, I think this would be a cool idea for a music video with like this one specific scene. And then he'll come back like a week later. He's like, all right, I got this all written up. And it's all this crazy shit. And you're like, damn. And then you see it and it's like a short film. And you're like, this is like legitimate. Yeah, I fucking love that boy.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a good pairing. You guys work really well together. Again, the music videos have been good. And like you're saying, like they're thought out. They're not just, hey, here's a promotional, we just need to throw a video up or something. They're like,
he's
well
done all of
thought
them
out
for us since like the beginning. So it feels really cool. I feel like that's one thing this band does well is keeping these working relationships that we have going.
Sure, you'll do more music videos with them later. Then it sounds like
absolutely
probably not the last time we see that pairing. Well, what else? We have the new record out. That's the big one. What else does the band kind of have coming up for the rest of 2024? I got to assume you'll be doing some touring in there, some more touring to promote the new record.
Yeah. We're doing this tour. We got another couple of weeks of this, and then some festivals. We're doing a full US in October, but that's around Fest in Florida.
Oh, nice.
It hasn't been announced yet, so I can't say who it's with. But yeah, just touring and festivals. And then we've been writing. Got some demo plans.
Oh, very nice.
Keep going at it.
Are you a band who, just always kind of writing? This is for you as well. I guess it doesn't even just have to be Carpool, but like, are you someone where it hits you in spurts and you'll just write a shit ton in a sitting and then not write for a while? Or are you just kind of always writing?
I think I'm always writing.
Just always writing?
Yeah, whether or not it's music, I always got like a little notepad or like a notes app going where I'm just putting down ideas, phrases.
Do you have, outside of music, do you have any other creative outlets, or does it kind of all go in, like you said, writing too, but writing, music, you have any other kind of like creative outlet?
Yeah, I like to write a lot. I don't have anything going with that.
Hey, it's just a creative outlet. Yeah, it doesn't have to be.
And then I've been doing some like acting, but
oh, nice.
Whatever.
That's pretty sweet.
I moved to New York last year, and I'm just getting some small gigs.
Oh, very nice, very nice. Well, we got, the record release show. If people are listening, if they're listening on the radio in Jamestown, it's not a far drive up. Wherever you're listening, you got the Rochester, the Bug Jar record release shows. You got tours.
Come through and party.
Yeah, come through and party. Come have a good time. You guys, from the live video I've seen, you look fun live. I'm hoping to make it up to at least one of the record release shows. But where should we send people now? Like, where can we find the band online? Where do we find the new record? Where can we go grab that? Where do we send the good people for everything?
Stream us on Spotify, please. And then let me see where our emails come. carpoolny.band.
Nice.
And if you want to buy the record, please do. SideOneDummy.com. It helps us so much.
Or come through to that record release show. I'm sure there'll be some at the merch table. Come grab that shit in person. It's probably the best way to do it.
100%.
All right, man. Well, as we start to close this out, have we missed anything else? Anything else to let the good people know before we go here?
I don't know. Have fun. Keep your glass half full.
No better way to end it than with that. If you're listening to the podcast, go listen to the new record. If you're listening to the radio show, it's a 3-hour radio show, so we'll play the record. We'll play you like the whole damn record here as the interview ends. So we'll go off with that. But I'm Anthony Merchant. We got some new Carpool right here, and here you go, some new music. right here on the Power Chord Hour.